ever worked in tech, or even if you have just used apps like Instagram, Swiggy, Google Maps, or Paytm, you have probably come across the term API. But what does it actually mean? Why is it so crucial for the apps we use every day? So in this video, we will break it all down for you in simple terms using real-world examples like Swiggy and Zomato to help you understand how APIs work and why they are the backbone of many popular apps you use every day. We are going to cover what exactly is an API, then we'll understand how APIs work with examples that you can relate with. Next, we'll understand why APIs are so important in making everything run smoothly behind the scenes. So let's get started and uncover the magic behind API. Now, before we begin, here's a quick quiz question for you. What does API stand for? Automated Processing Interface, Application Programming Interface, Advanced Programming Integration, or Access Point Interface? Drop your answers in the comment section below. So without any further ado, let's get started. Also, if you're interested in diving deep into the world of APIs and understand how they power the apps we use daily, then this AI-powered full-stack developer course is for you. In this course, you won't just only grasp the basics of what API are, but also learn how to design, build, integrate them with real-world applications. You'll also get hands-on experience working with the key technologies like React, Node.js, Express, MongoDB, and many more. The program covers essential topics like RESTful API design, authentication, database management, and web security, making it a comprehensive path to become a skilled API developer. Upon completing this course, you'll be earning a professional certificate in full-stack development from Simplilearn, recognized by industry leaders. Now, this certificate showcases your ability to build scalable, secure web applications and is hosted on the Microsoft Learn platform for relevant courses, enhancing your professional credibility. So what are you waiting for? Hurry up and enroll now. The course link is mentioned below. So let's break it down with an easy analogy. Now imagine you have a dinner reservation for 3 people, but at the last minute, you want to change it to 6 because some friends decided to join. So you call the restaurant and a customer service person answers. They put you on hold for a minute, but they finally come back and say, yes, your reservation is updated. This is simple, right? You made a request and you got a response. Now, imagine there's no customer service person. You have to figure out by yourself how many other reservations are there enough tables, what's the kitchen capacity. Now, that's a lot of work for you, the customer, and it's unnecessary. The restaurant is just like an app and you are the user trying to access a service. The customer service person is like an API. It takes your request, talks to the system, and brings back a response. You don't need to understand the whole restaurant system. You just want to make a request and the API handles the rest. So I hope you must have understood by this analogy. Now let's move on and understand some technical terms. Now these terms are related to APIs and these will make things very clear for you. So first term we have got is API. Now API stands for Application Programming Interface. It's a set of rules that lets 2 apps talk to each other. Next we've got request. A request is when your app asks for something like give me the weather today or show me nearby restaurants. Next, you've got response. A response is what comes back from the system after your request. Now, it could be the data you ask for, like the weather or a list of restaurants. Next, we've got endpoint. An endpoint is like a door in the system. Now, each endpoint does a different task, like getting a restaurant list or placing an order. Then we've got API key. An API key is like your ID card for the system. It tells the API, hey, this is trusted app. Let's access the system. So this is how the API key works. And then we have JSON. JSON is a way to organize data. It's just like packing data in a neat box. So the app can understand and use it. Next, you've got HTTP methods. Now, when you send a request, you tell the API what action you want to take. Let's suppose you have get method. For example, give me something. Then you have post for saving some new information, put for updating something, delete to remove something. So this is how the HTTP methods work. So now let's move on and understand how an API actually works. So this is the workflow for the API to be working. Like it has client, it sends request, the API goes to server, database, response, and then the client. Now let me explain it to you step by step. So step 1 is when client does something in an app. When you open the app on your phone or computer, you search for something, tap a button or make a request. Now in this step, you, the user, are the client. You start the process by making a request. Step 2 is request sent to the API. So now that you have made a request, your app, which is the client, sends it to the API. The API acts like the messenger here. It takes your request and it delivers it to the server. Step 3 is API sending the request to the server. Now, once the API receives your request, it checks if everything is correct. Like if your request is valid for you, if you have the permission, that is the API key. Now, if everything is okay, it passes your request to the server, which is the system that processes the request and does the heavy lifting for you. Moving on to step 4, where the server talks to the database. Now, the server then communicates with the database to gather the necessary data. The database stores all the information like restaurant details or weather data. The server queries the database and gets the information needed to fulfill your request. Next step is server sending data back to the API. So let me explain to you how it works. Now, once the server gets the data from the database, it will send it back to the API. The API packages the data in a clean and structured way, usually in JSON format. Then step 6 is the API delivering the response back to the client. And this is the final step. The API sends the response back to the client, which is the app we are using. Your app reads the data and displays it on your screen. You now see the results, whether it's a list of restaurant, the weather, or a new order confirmation. So I hope you have understood how an API actually works here. So let's look at how APIs work in real life with an example from Swiggy. Moment 1 is, let's suppose, searching for food. So let's say you search for the word biryani in the app. The app sends you a GET request to Swiggy's API. The API checks your request, talks to Swiggy server, and the server finds the restaurant. It sends the list back and your app shows it. Moment 2 is placing an order. Now, you place an order for biryani, right? The app sends a post request, which is save this order, process it. The API passes it to the server, which processes the order, confirms payment, and notifies the restaurant. Third is tracking the delivery. Now you track your delivery in real time, right? Your app keeps sending GET requests to get updates on the delivery. So let me explain it to you how it actually works. The server sends the updated location back and your app shows it. So in one simple Swiggy order, you are using at least 5 APIs. First one is search API, which will, when the user searches for food like biryani on the app. Next is the order API, where the user places an order for food. Then you've got payment API, where the user completes payment for the order. Then you've got location API, where the user tracks the delivery in real time. And then you have notification API, when the user receives updates about the order status. So to wrap it up, an API is a way for apps to communicate with each other. So let's remember some of the key points. First is request, where you ask for something. Next is response, where you get the result. Endpoint means the task door you knock on. API key is your identity card. JSON is the neat data package. HTTP method includes get, post, put, delete, the actions. And as we saw with Swiggy, every tap, every search, every location update is an API working behind the scenes. So if you like this video, do hit the notification bell and subscribe for more such tech videos by Simplilearn. Thank you and keep learning.